Hi, good morning, and welcome. Well, good afternoon. It's afternoon now. Welcome to Lead with Love. I know I look different, my eyes all exaggerated, but I was like, I just wanted to play in my makeup. But in this video, I'm going to talk about Mercury retrograde, the dates for 2022. Everybody talks about Mercury retrograde and all the changes and all the things that we go through. And it's to tell you, like, oh, be careful of your ex because it's Mercury retrograde. All the exes want to come back now because it's Mercury retrograde. It's like, nobody want them back. But I am going to put the link in the description box so you can see it. I got this. This is the Farmer's Almanac. So this is the Farmer's Almanac, Mercury retrograde dates for 2022. And I'm going to go in. So what is Mercury retrograde and what does it mean for you? February 28th, 2022. So that's when this was printed. This was created, this article. So Mercury's next period of retrograde motion lasts from May 10th to June 2nd of 2022. According to the HO practice of astrology, astrology is the planets, the movement of the planets. We are all influenced by the effect of Mercury retrograde. We all go through things. We all have things that happen to us. Weird stuff starts happening. Like, what the hell is this happening now? And it's because it's Mercury retrograde. But with this article, I'm going to go in and I'm going to talk about like things that can happen to you. So what exactly does it mean for each of us? Read on to find out. So I'm read it. What is Mercury retrograde? 3 times a year. So Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year. The planet Mercury appears to travel backwards across the sky. We refer to these periods as times when Mercury is in apparent retrograde motion, or simply Mercury retrograde. So to those who practice astrology, these times in particular are traditionally associated with confusion. So this is what happens when Mercury is in retrograde. There's a lot of confusion going on. There's delays and frustration. So when Mercury retrograde is happening, it always tells you to prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for the delays, being frustrated and confused. Think undelivered love letters, email blunders, and frazzled travel plans. This is an excellent time to reflect on the past. However, and it's said that intuition is high during these periods. Coincidences can be extraordinary. Okay. What is retrograde motion? I don't know what that is. Let's see. The astronomical explanation, the science, right? That's what that means. Astronomical explanation for retrograde motion starts with understanding that the planets in our solar system orbit the sun at different distances and speeds. So retrograde is the planets in our solar system, the orbit, that's the solar system, at different distances and speed. While we orbit the sun ourselves, we can observe the other planets moving across our sky, following their own paths. Sometimes it can appear from our perspective, like how we see it, that a planet has abruptly switched directions and has started to move in reverse across the sky. That's how we see it. But this is, of course, an illusion. An illusion is things are not what they seem. It's an illusion. It's fake. It's not real. An illusion is caused by the position of the Earth in relation to the planet. Since a planet in orbit always travels in one set direction, that means it goes the same way all the time and can't suddenly reverse course. This is why we call the phenomenon apparent retrograde or retrograde motion, as it only looks like the planet is moving backwards. Retrograde motion. Okay. When is Mercury in retrograde for this year in 2022? So we have 4 dates that this is going to be happening this year. I'm gonna put the dates in the description box so you can also see it there. But in 2022, Mercury will be apparent retrograde motion during the following ranges. From January 13th to February 3rd, that passed. So we already went through that one. The next one is coming. That's May 10th. Right now we're on April 30th, so we're already going to be in May. So May 10th to June 2nd. That's long. That's long. That's a whole month. April, May, June. Yeah, that's like the whole month. May 10th to June 2nd. And then once we get over this Mercury retrograde that's happening May 10th to June 2nd, in September 9th is the next one. So another Mercury retrograde is going to start September 9th until October 1st. Okay? And then the next one, because there's 4. I can't believe it. I thought they said 3, but there's 4. And the last one for this year is December 28th. That's around New Year's, after Christmas, New Year's. December 28th to January 18, 2023. That's when the last one starts. So it's going to be another Mercury retrograde. So when that time comes, like I'm doing this video now because May is coming. May 10th is coming. That's the beginning of Mercury retrograde. We have another one September 9th. And then another one December 28th. So, and then I'm gonna most likely come back here and make another video and start talking about Mercury retrograde. Please note that the dates reflect Eastern Time. That's U.S., not Universal Time. So that is September 9th, our time here in the U.S. What should you do when Mercury is in retrograde? The planet Mercury rules communication in all forms: listening, writing, reading, speaking, and so on. It's communication, any way that you communicate. That's probably texting, you calling people, emailing people, all that. As well as activities closely related to communication. That's texting, emailing, and stuff. Like negotiations and contracts. It also rules travel, automobiles, shipping, and mail. So when Mercury is retrograde, try to remain flexible, patient, and understanding. Allow extra time for travel and avoid signing any new contracts. Like, don't sign anything when Mercury is in retrograde. When Mercury is in retrograde, avoid signing any kind of contracts, putting your name on anything, agreeing to anything, because Mercury is in retrograde and it'll just be weird. So try to avoid it until Mercury retrograde is over. To avoid signing onto any new contracts that you're unsure of. Like if you're not sure of it, don't do it. Double check your email responses and check in the reservations before you take that trip. So if you have plans to go somewhere, you got plans to do something, double check to make sure that it's still there, that your name is on that list, and that you're supposed to be there, because Mercury is in retrograde. There's going to be a lot of glitches, a lot of stuff that goes on, and you're going to get mad. You're going to get mad. You're going to get upset because things are going to get messed up. And it's going to be delays. It's going to just be problems, like just a whole bunch of stuff going on. So this is just saying for you to save yourself the aggravation, just double check when your things, whatever you have planned, whatever you have scheduled, whatever contracts you sign, like read it twice. Make sure you understand what you're signing. You have a reservation, you have anything going on or coming up, make sure that your name is on there, that you're on that list. Because if you show up and you're ready to go and your name is not on the list, and you can't go, so it's just to make sure that you have your stuff in order, and review projects and plans at these times. Like just review everything that you have planned during these times. That's May 10th through June 2nd. That's when Mercury is in retrograde. I'm sorry, New York City. Review projects and plans at these times, but wait until Mercury is direct again to make any final decisions. You can't stop your life, but you can plan ahead. Have a backup plan and be prepared for people's shorter fuses and miscommunication. So people will get angry, they'll want to argue, they will get upset. But that's because Mercury is in retrograde, and that is what happens. You have the communication process, everything just gets messed up, and then you just have to prepare yourself so you don't be aggravated and angry in the end. Take a moment to reflect, like think about things, think about what you got going on. Some blame Mercury retrograde. They blame Mercury retrograde on the chaos, because Mercury retrograde brings a whole bunch of mess, drama, it's just chaos. People blame Mercury retrograde for the chaos that happens in their lives. However, this is a good time to sit back and review what you put your energy towards. For example, if family and faith are important to you, are you putting enough of your energy into them? Or have you become overextended in other areas, such as your career or hobby? That means pay attention to your wife and kids, Pay attention to your man, your husband. Don't ignore him. Listen and pay attention. Losing the balance between different parts of your life can cause all of them to suffer. So being aware of the connections between them, especially during Mercury retrograde, can help you to maintain or at least better understand how that balance works. So you have to know how to balance family, your faith, what you believe in, your job, your career. You have to have a balance. Don't ignore them. Take a moment to reflect. Mercury retrograde can be an excellent time to take a step back and reanalyze who you are and what are you doing. But do refrain from making any drastic changes until the retrograde has ended. So don't do anything drastic, anything crazy, signing contracts. Like, just wait till Mercury retrograde passes, and then you can you can agree, or just don't do anything. Let this time pass. It's only a month, from May 10th to June 2nd. So just be mindful. Mercury is in retrograde. It causes a lot of chaos, a lot of havoc, a lot of things just get messed up. Communications, emails, letters. You can have things getting delayed, and it's just a whole bunch of mess. And it's just gotta be mindful. Be ready for the chaos, Mercury and the zodiac. The type of influence you feel also depends on which of the 12 zodiac signs Earth is in when Mercury goes retrograde. So, and then in this almanac, it gives you stuff on your sign, like for you to check on your sign. So I guess that's it, but I am going to put the link in the description box. It was talking about Mercury retrograde because a lot of chaos, a lot of havoc, a lot of stuff, confusion, delays, and frustration are going to be happening. Undelivered love letters, exes coming back, bothering you. Like, you don't want to be bothered with them. You an ex for a reason. But Mercury goes in retrograde one more time. We already passed the January 13th to February 3rd. We went through it. We got through it. Everything is okay. May 10th to June 2nd is the second retrograde. And then the third is September 9th to October 1st. And December 28th to January 18th. I'm going to come back here and make more videos for September and December. But this one was more to bring light to May 10th to June 2nd. Mercury is in retrograde. So just be mindful of things that's going on. And that's it. So thanks for listening. Thanks for clicking on the video. Always leave with love, and I'll see you later. Bye.